I want to tell you something about the people you admire. The English speaker who sounds confident and natural. The person at work who handles international calls without hesitation. The writer whose English emails are clear and professional. The colleague who joins a conversation in English and contributes easily. You look at them and think, they are just good at this. It comes naturally to them. They have a gift for language that I do not have. But here's what you're not seeing. You are not seeing their beginning. You are not seeing the first time they tried to speak English and the words came out wrong. The first email they sent that was full of mistakes. The first conversation where they understood almost nothing and smiled and nodded and hoped nobody noticed. You are seeing the result of many years of practice, mistakes, corrections, and continuing. You are seeing the end, not the beginning. Every person who speaks English confidently today was once exactly where you are, uncertain, slow, making mistakes, wondering if they would ever get there. Every expert was once a beginner, every single one. And the only difference between where they were then and where they are now is that they kept going. Today's story is about a young man named Kofi. Kofi looked at confident English speakers and felt a distance that seemed impossible to cross until he met someone who showed him the beginning. This is his story. Meet Kofi. Kofi was 22 years old. He was in his first year at university studying communications. He was bright and curious. He asked good questions in his classes. His professors liked him, but English, which was required for many of his courses and essential for the career he wanted, made him feel small. Not because he was bad at it. His written English was actually quite good. His reading comprehension was strong. He had studied English at school for many years. But in spoken English, in the real, fast, unscripted moments of conversation, he felt like a child next to his peers. Some of his classmates spoke English so naturally, so confidently. They switched between languages without thinking. They answered questions in English without pausing. They laughed at English jokes and understood English films without subtitles. Kofi watched them and felt something heavy. Not jealousy exactly, something more like distance, like they were on one side of something and he was on the other, and the gap felt too wide and too deep to cross. He had a particular classmate named Marcus. Marcus spoke English like it was air, effortlessly, constantly, without any apparent effort. He was friendly and never made Kofi feel bad. But every time Kofi heard Marcus speak English, the gap felt wider. One afternoon after a seminar, Kofi asked Marcus something he had been wanting to ask for weeks. The question. They were walking across the campus. Kofi finally said what was on his mind. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure," said Marcus. "You're English," said Kofi. "It sounds so natural, like you were born speaking it. Were you always like that?" Marcus was quiet for a moment, then he smiled. Not the smile of someone being modest, but the smile of someone remembering something real. "No," he said simply. Kofi looked at him. "My family moved to a new country when I was 14, said Marcus. I spoke almost no English. I sat in classes for the first year and understood maybe 40% of what was happening. I had to ask teachers to repeat things 3 and 4 times. I avoided speaking because every time I spoke, someone either did not understand me or corrected me." He paused. "The first year was genuinely hard, not just difficult. Hard. I cried about it more than once." Kofi was very still. "So what happened?" he said. "I kept going," said Marcus simply. "What else was there to do? I kept going. I kept speaking, even badly. I kept listening, even when I only understood half. I kept trying, even when it was embarrassing." He looked at Kofi. "The English you hear now, that took 6 years of keeping going from that 14-year-old who understood 40%. He smiled again. "Everyone starts somewhere. I started at 40% comprehension in a foreign classroom. You started somewhere too. The question is just, where are you going from here?" Lesson 1. You are not seeing the beginning. That evening, Kofi sat in his room and thought about what Marcus had said. 6 years. From 40% comprehension to the natural, easy, confident English Kofi heard every day in class. He had never imagined that. He had seen Marcus, the result, and assumed it had always been this way, that Marcus had a gift, that Marcus's path had been easier than his. But Marcus had cried about his English. As a 14-year-old in a foreign classroom, confused and embarrassed and uncertain, the same feelings Kofi had now, Marcus had had too, years ago, as the beginning of a long journey. Kofi thought about the other confident English speakers he knew, his professors, his other classmates, the people on YouTube whose English he admired. He had been looking at all of them at the end of their journeys, at the polished, practiced, fluent result, and comparing his own beginning to their end. That was not a fair comparison. It was never a fair comparison. He was a first-year university student. His English was where it was, and it would be somewhere else, further along, if he kept going. Just like Marcus, just like everyone. He wrote in his notebook, "I am not behind. I am at the beginning. Everyone I admire was at the beginning once too. The only question is, where am I going from here?" Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. Every expert was once exactly where I am now. I am not behind. I am at the beginning of my journey. I compare my beginning to their beginning, not their end. The gap I see is time and practice, not talent. Everyone I admire kept going through the hard beginning. Where am I going from here? That is the only question that matters. I keep going. That is the whole path. Lesson 2. Doing what Marcus did. The next morning, Kofi made a simple decision. He was going to do what Marcus had described. Keep going. Even when it was embarrassing, even when he was understood imperfectly, even when the English came out wrong, he started with one specific change. In seminars, he would speak, at least once per session, in English, even if the sentence was short, even if it was simple, even if he was not completely sure it was grammatically correct. Just once, every seminar. The first time, his heart was beating fast. He raised his hand. He said a short sentence, 7 words. Simple observation about the reading they had discussed. His voice was slightly uncertain. The professor nodded. "Good point," she said, and moved on. 7 words. A nod. The world had not ended. He wrote it in his notebook that evening. Said 7 words in the seminar today. Good point. That was enough. The next seminar, 9 words. Then a full sentence. Then 2 sentences in one session. Small, incremental, consistent. He was not suddenly confident. He was not suddenly fluent, but he was speaking in English in real settings with real people in a way he had not been doing 3 weeks ago. And every time he spoke, the gap between him and Marcus felt slightly smaller. Not because Marcus had changed, because Kofi was walking. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I speak at least once in every seminar. Even 7 words. Small and consistent moves me closer every single day. Good point. 2 words that confirm I am on the right path. I am not suddenly confident. I am steadily growing. The gap shrinks because I am walking toward it. Every time I speak, I am doing what Marcus did. Keeping going. 7 words today. More tomorrow. That is how it works. Lesson 3. The moment he helped someone else. 3 months after his conversation with Marcus, something happened that surprised Kofi. A new student joined his course. Her name was Amara. She had transferred from another institution. Her technical knowledge was excellent, but her spoken English was clearly at an early stage, uncertain, slow, heavily accented. Kofi recognized everything about how she carried herself in class. The slight retreat, the avoiding of eye contact when the professor asked questions, the nodding that meant I am following even when she was not fully following. He recognized it because it had been him 3 months ago. After a seminar one afternoon, he went over to Amara. "Your contribution today was good," he said simply. "The point you made about the article." She looked slightly surprised. "Thank you. My English is not very good." Kofi looked at her. "Neither was mine 3 months ago," he said. "It is getting better because I keep speaking, even badly. He told her briefly about Marcus, about 40% comprehension, about 6 years of keeping going. Amara listened carefully. Everyone starts somewhere, said Kofi. He smiled. I started where you are now, not long ago. That evening, he wrote in his notebook, I told Amara what Marcus told me. The story passed forward. I was the beginner 3 months ago. I am not the expert now, but I am further along, and further along means I can help someone at the beginning. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. I recognize the beginning in someone else because I was there. I share what helped me. The story passes forward. I am not the expert, but I am further along than I was. Further along means I can help someone at the beginning. Everyone starts somewhere. I started where she is now. Helping someone else reminds me how far I have come. The path goes beginner to further along to further still. I am on it. Lesson 4, 1 year later. 1 year after that afternoon walk with Marcus, Kofi sat in the university library. He was preparing for a presentation in English to his full seminar group, 10 minutes, on a topic from his communications course. 1 year ago, the idea of presenting in English to 30 people would have paralyzed him. Today, he was nervous, but prepared. And the nervousness was different from before. Not the deep, gap feels impossible nervousness of his first weeks. Just the normal nervousness of someone doing something real and slightly challenging. He thought about the year. He had spoken in every seminar, sometimes confidently, sometimes simply, sometimes with a wrong word he corrected mid-sentence. Always something. He had had dozens of conversations in English, with classmates, with professors, once with a visiting lecturer from abroad, who had spent 20 minutes talking with him after a session. He had helped Amara and 2 other students after her. He was not Marcus. His English was not 6 years deep. It was 1 year deep. But 1 year deep was somewhere he had never been before. Somewhere he could not have imagined standing when he had watched Marcus across that distance and felt it was uncrossable. He thought about the beginning of every confident English speaker he knew. Their beginning had looked like his beginning. Uncertain, slow, hard, and they had kept going. He had kept going too, for 1 year. He opened his notes for the presentation. He was ready. Daily English sentences. Repeat after me. 1 year deep. That is somewhere I have never been before. The nervousness is different now. Normal, not paralyzing. I kept going for 1 year. That is what built this. My beginning looked like every expert's beginning. Now I am further along. Uncrossable became crossable because I kept walking. I opened my notes. I am ready. 1 year made me ready. Every expert was once a beginner. I am becoming the further along. Final words. Keep going from where you are. Kofi's story is simple. He looked at confident English speakers and felt the gap, wide, deep, possibly uncrossable. Then Marcus showed him the beginning, the 40%, the crying, the 6 years of keeping going. And Kofi understood the gap he saw was not talent. It was time and effort and the decision to keep going through the hard beginning. He started keeping going. One seminar contribution at a time, one conversation at a time, 1 year at a time, and 1 year later, standing in a library preparing a presentation he was ready to give. Maybe you look at confident English speakers and feel the same gap Kofi felt. I want to say this to you simply. You are not seeing their beginning. You are seeing years of keeping going, years of wrong words and embarrassing moments and slow conversations and imperfect emails and continued effort. The beginning you are in right now, they were in it too, and they kept going. So can you. You do not need to be fluent today. You do not need to close the whole gap today. You just need to take today's step. Speak once, study once, try once. Keep going from where you are, because where you are right now in this beginning is exactly where every expert once stood. And they kept going, and so will you. See you in the next one. Stay calm, stay consistent, and keep going every single day.